Welcome to your guided reading lesson group 4. This week you are reading the book Forests. It's another non-fiction fact book. Last week you were learning about the oceans and the seas and you did fantastic work on those. I learned so much from your sentences about oceans and seas and glaciers and fjords and inland and outland and everywhere. So this week we're learning about forests. Okay. Before we start reading, we always think of what do I know already about forests. Maybe some of you live beside a forest or forestry or woods. What do you know from what you can see? Have you read books before about forests? Have there been storybooks? What happened in the story? Was there any facts about forests in that? We always look at the cover. You can see there's the big forestry forests that we see. There's a picture of a bird in a tree, and there's a picture of people who kind of look like a family, a mom, a dad, and a boy, maybe. Could be just friends out for a hike. So maybe activities that you can do around the forest and in the woods. So have a think about that before you read. And giving a guess of what's going to be in the story or in the book. What topics could it cover about forests? Maybe what kind of forests they are. I guess they're going to talk about the wildlife in the forests because it's a picture of a bird. I guess they're going to talk about, like we said, what you can do around the forests, and that. So that's giving a look at the cover and the title and giving a guess first of what this book is going to be about. And then we're going to do our new words from the book. I've created a word wall for you all. A word wall is our vocabulary strategy for this month. So we're going to put all the words we're doing this month on a big chart and having a look at them all together, not just for, these are last week's words and this week's words. We're going to put them all together and make a big giant wall of words. Well done on your words from last week. Some of them were really hard. Run through them really quickly, and then we'll do this week's words. There's some really long ones, but just because they're long doesn't mean that they're hard. So last week's words on the ocean seas theme: coral, fjord, glacier, inland, 2 words together. Trench, volcano, ocean, plastic, and surface. Now these last 2 words we'll be doing in phonics, not next week, the week after. They're called vowel, consonant, vowel words. You're like, what are you talking about, Miss Blackwell? Well, if you look at the word plastic, there's the starting sounds, pl, then there's a vowel, the A, consonant S, consonant T, and another vowel I, and then at the ending sound is the k, plastic, that C at the end. So in the middle of the word, there's a vowel, consonant, vowel. And right down the middle of the 2 consonants, we split the word. Plastic. That's where the 2 syllables are. Plastic. And just like in surface as well, vowel, consonant, vowel. Surface. Just showing you those words. We'll be doing lots more of them in 2 weeks in phonics. But there's 2 examples of vowel, consonant, vowel words. Plastic, surface. Okay? Right, over to this week's words on the story forest. So forest themed words. First word, coniferous. That's a really big word. But actually if you break it down, it makes sense. So if we just look at the very start of it, conifer. A conifer is a type of tree, and it's the type of tree you would find in the forestry forests, or like a Christmas tree. You know where you get the needly leaves, those type of trees. So that's a conifer tree. Okay. So and the word coniferous is a type of tree. So coniferous tree is one of those type of trees. Or a coniferous forest is a forest of conifer trees. Okay? Next word, they're two opposite words. You have the first word, evergreen. What type of tree is an evergreen tree, or flower bush is an evergreen? And then you have the opposite of evergreen, deciduous. Deciduous. Another OUS word. Coniferous, deciduous. So if an evergreen, as you had guessed, is a tree or a bush or a plant that doesn't lose its leaves in winter, it's forever green. The opposite of that is a deciduous plant which loses its leaves. Okay, so that's deciduous. Now, this word, tricky one, because it could be two different meanings for the one word. Okay, steamy. I had to pause there because actually I made a mistake. I do this all the time. You'll get used to it. I don't know what I was talking about there. This word has just one meaning. It is just one word. So just go back and rewind button and press play again. So, and I can't go back and delete the bit. It just takes too much time. So, this is one word. E, and Y says E as in steamy. One of our phonics this week. Steamy. Steamy. What does the word steam? What is steam? From the kettle, steam. Something steamy, like the bathroom gets steamy after the shower. Steam everywhere. What would steamy have to do with the forests? Let's read and find out, okay? Steamy. Another OUS word, coniferous, deciduous, famous. Famous. Somebody who, something famous, people know about them a lot, okay? This word is actually a name in the story, that's why it's got a capital letter. And it's a soft G, general, okay? General, the usual word general, the general word general means, something usual. Every day, generally, usually I send home the PM readers every week, or I read my PM reader generally every week. But if it's a capital letter, it must mean that it's either it's a proper noun. Oh, you're learning those in Starlight. It's a proper noun, so it must be a name, place, an actual name, an actual place. So I'm guessing, going by this, that it's a general, as in an army general. General somebody. Okay. Right. Next word, canoe. A canoe. It's a funny word. O-E at the end. A canoe. What's a canoe? What do you use a canoe for? How do you make a canoe? Maybe. Could be something to do with the forests in some places. What do they make canoes out of? Next word, aborigines. Aborigines. Who are aborigines? Have you read a story before about aborigines in your PM readers? Or in any other book? Aborigines are the native people of Australia. Okay, the native people. Aborigines, they were the original people from Australia. So that's why they're aborigines. Next word, plantation. A plantation. What's a plantation? A plantation of trees. You'll be learning about a plantation of trees in the book. A plantation. I'm guessing it's something to do with planting. It's got the word plant in it. So we'll find that out in the book. Plantation. Plantation. Destroyed. Something is destroyed. What's another word for destroyed? Ruined, wrecked, broken up. Can you put the word in your own sentence? JJ destroyed the playroom. Yeah, it's true fact. And the last word, dangerous. Another OUS word. Coniferous, deciduous, famous, dangerous. Dangerous. Something's dangerous. I'm guessing forests can be quite dangerous places, or working in forests can be quite dangerous. Okay, so those are new words. Group 4, you should be well able to start off reading yourself. I have a question for you before you read all these sections, contents page, chapter pages. Question for you to find out when you read. I have it here. In the book, they give 2 reasons why cutting down trees is a bad thing. Okay? And we can give a guess ourselves, and we can predict, and we can infer, which is our new comprehension strategy, which is just guessing from what we know already from the cover. What are the bad things that come from cutting down trees? But in the story, in the book, it tells you exactly. Can you find those 2 reasons why it's bad to cut down trees? Okay. So you have your introduction. Kind of introduction just gives you some general information about trees and get you started. Okay. And then it'll explain what is a forest. Okay. And the different types of forests around the world. You have the coniferous forest, which have conifer trees. And then you have the deciduous forest, which have deciduous trees. So read about those. What kind of trees have you near your house? What kind of trees are in the different forests around Aina or here in Innistymen? We have a deciduous forest down by the Falls Hotel. Rainforests are another type of forest. What do you know about rainforests? Did you do that in your Starlight oral language, all about the rainforest animals? Then there's trees with special names. I'm guessing it's something to do with this general guy here, this name here. Okay. So yeah, read on. There's lots of information about trees, the birds and animals in the tree, in the different forests. So the wildlife, the flora, the fauna, and then what they do with the forest. So why do they grow forests? What is a special forest for? Different things they use wood for. I'm going to leave you at it. Fill in your sheet, recording sheet. Do your 3 sentences. Any of these words, you pick your favorite word you want to make 3 sentences from. And then kind of a fun activity, just you can do it yourself at home, is maybe you can pick this family, you can pick the guy who's working on the plantation or in the forest, and interview them. Pretend you're on the news, or pretend you're in a real serious documentary about paper, or about, I'm going to give away an answer there, about forests. Why are you cutting down the trees? Why is it a bad thing to cut down the trees? I think it's a very bad thing to cut down the trees. Why are you doing it? Have a little bit of fun, interview somebody in the book, and pretend you're on television. So that's your book for the week. Best of luck.